Grazie a Buona Marco, mi ha
Thanks
sorpreso
to
3
Father
giorni fa, 4
Marco.
giorni fa, di più, una settimana fa.
He told her
I giorni a scuola corrono più veloci del normale.
about a week ago that she's going to speak.
A dir la verità, non
In
faccio
reality,
una
I don't,
testimonianza troppo
I am not
personale.
going to talk about my personal testimony, but I will talk about my community. About, she's going to speak about the witness of a religious person. And she says, we are full of many activities as Salesians, and we think a lot of the evangelization. She says, in each of our general chapter, this year, the last chapter, general chapter, had to do with the year of the Bible, about the about the year of Paul, and the general chapter took in consideration these verses of the gospel talking about Paul. And also this year in the general chapter they talked how we can, with the young people, work for the evangelization. And actually, they took the young people, they work with them in all the world, how to evangelize with the life, how to hear the voice of God and put it in action.
Vogliamo che evangelizziate anche con la parola. La parola che si fa ascolto della parola di Dio, ma anche ascolto dei giovani.
Actually, they also hear the voice of the young, of the youth, how to accompany these young students. She talks about how we face challenges in this period, particularly in school. We have so many, you know, how many difficulties we face with the young people now in the school. Actually, the students want us to give them a meaning of life, to help them to use your life in an evangelical way, taking in consideration the word of the gospel. The Pope asks the whole church to be apostolic, and that's why we feel that we should convert ourselves. We have to change. We have to change our way of doing things. It is true that it is easier for the young people to change, but we also, even if we are more or less old, we have to consider the importance of changing ourselves according to the needs of the life today. Don Bosco wanted us to work with the young people the poor people, those who need more from us. The poor people also who need affection. Those poor people, not only because they don't have money, but because they have problems in the family. We have about 1,400 people, students in the school. You can imagine how many difficulties, how many problems they have in their families. Therefore, we have to give them attention. We have to understand their problems and try to help them. With the young people, we want to divide our dream to be a community which is open, where Jesus is the center. We have to live with them a spirit of a family, and this is our mission in the school. Sometimes I pass near the students and I hear them say, here I feel they think of us, they care for us, they hear us. And sometimes some students come to talk to her in her ear. And sometimes we need to tell them things in their ears also, to tell them what they need to hear. And sometimes they feel very happy when we do this. We have to take the balance, the real balance between the good for each individual and the good for the whole community of the school. We are responsible. The administration is in our hands in the school, and therefore this takes too much energy from us. And of course, because of this takes from the part that we have to give to the students. That's why she says that the students need our presence. Sometimes when the sister is not present, the students ask, where is the sister? They need to talk to us, even though there is a counselor in the school, and there are people who are lay people who talk to them, okay? But still, many times they go to the sister to talk to her. Certain things that they don't talk to the lay counselor. That's why it is very important to find the time for these students who need us. Our dream is to make our students also evangelizers. We had certain cases who influenced their parents and their families and their friends to read the gospel. The fact that we help these students to become real evangelizers is not so difficult to do. I mentioned certain students who had very difficult situations in their families. They need to grow in their faith. And if their parents, they couldn't give them what they need, they have to have this from us. They have to understand the value of life. This is through us. In order to arrive to all this, that's why we did an activity for hearing the students.
che vengono da noi sono tutte delle scuole governative che non hanno la possibilità di catechismo, non hanno la possibilità
So she
di
says
religioso,
also,
e diamo la preferenza a loro per l'oratorio. Ma non è questa la mia domanda. Cosa hai capito? La vostra scuola è anche oratorio? Ha
now,
lo stile oratoriano?
this is
Allora,
a
sì,
question she asks herself.
una risposta è una sfida.
If their
Possiamo
school is a
fare delle
place
nostre scuole
where
anche
students can
oratorio,
have
nel
the
senso che il
possibility,
ragazzo si trova a suo agio, si trova a
students
casa
can
sua,
feel at home, they can feel they can talk,
vive
they can feel
l'ambiente
they live
idoneo.
in an environment of
E
peace,
impegnarsi a stare con i giovani,
to
con i
live
giovani,
with the youth,
ascoltando con le giovani e i giovani,
hearing them,
ascoltando, dando fiducia,
giving them
credendo in
faith,
loro,
giving
lì
them
dove sono,
trust,
oltre che negli ambienti tradizionali, anche in piazza, nella strada,
talking to
nel
them
mondo digitale.
in the yard of the
Noi
school,
capita quello della
also
strada perché
in the
la nostra
places
strada, andando giù, si
of
trovano i
in the
gruppi
places
e
where
poi
outside the
i
school
ragazzi
also
della scuola
where we can
devono
find these
fermarsi, dire una parola,
students, where we can stop with them, talk to them,
risvegliare
say
in
a
loro la
word to them,
coscienza che forse stanno facendo qualcosa che non va.
sometimes giving them
Formative ai giovani nel campo della nuova
certain light
evangelizzazione
when they do
e
mistakes.
soprattutto nel volontariato.
We have
Il
to,
governo israeliano quest'anno ha imposto a
and
tutte
the
le
government,
decime di fare 90
the
ore.
government and the Ministry of
Possono fare 60 o
Education
30 poi in undecima, ma 90
asked
ore di
the
volontariato.
students of
Ecco, noi abbiamo preparato
class
bene la maestra
10
che ha preso
certain hours to
l'appuntamento
make
di questa
volunteering.
attività ed è
Therefore,
bello
it
far
is
crescere i ragazzi
very
in
important
questo
to
senso del
help
volontariato, quello di
these
darsi
students to
agli
understand
altri,
what
vedere le
it
loro
means
necessità.
volunteering, giving
Per
help to
preparare
others,
una
and
cittadinanza
we try to help them and prepare
noi nelle
them.
nostre scuole, se non prepariamo
Preparing them
ragazzi,
to help others in our schools, if we don't
diciamo che
prepare
tra
these
virgolette, perché abbiamo
students,
anche molti musulmani, arrivo anche a quelli,
particularly the Christians, because also there are Muslims, but we have
impegnati
to make these
dal
Christian
punto di vista
students
cittadino onesti.
feel,
L'impegno cristiano
become
è onestà civile.
very sincere citizens in the future.
Sì, l'aspetto vocazionale,
The
devo
aspect, the
purtroppo dire
vocational
che
aspect, I have to
non si
say,
fa molto per
we
l'aspetto
don't
vocazionale.
make too much work for the vocations.
Gli incontri,
We have
tutte le
encounters,
possibilità che possiamo avere per raccontare della vocazione religiosa
the
sono
meetings
prese
for
con
the
molta indifferenza.
vocations,
Ma non è colpa dei
we,
giovani, forse è colpa nostra,
the
che non
ones
abbiamo ancora trovato
who hear
il
us,
modo
they don't take this in with seriousness.
appetibile
They are not so much interested, but I think it is our mistake. Actually, this is a problem that we all, sisters in Nazareth, we feel this problem of the lack of interest about the vocations in the field of our students. The last thought I would like to say, we have to make Christ known also to the Muslims. I have to say that the Muslims in our family, they appreciate us, they appreciate our education. One of the mothers told me, she is a Muslim, and she told me, do not be afraid, evangelize us. Don't be afraid, let us hear about Christ.
Grazie, Sorella Ibtisam.